right, check it out. This is my Women's History Month tribute to the women of Jeff Carroll Sci-fi, right? I'm going to kind of break down each of my characters and my female characters and kind of, just give my thoughts on them, all right? I hope I can get to all of them. I don't want to forget anybody, but, I'm probably going to leave out some of the ones that are in my short stories because I don't, it's like they don't have a cover and they haven't blown up yet. So I'm about to, I will mention them when I do something big with them, give them a full book. So I'm going to mention the ones in my books right now. All right, so this is Jeff Carroll, Sci-Fi Express Lane, science fiction writer, filmmaker, comic book dude. The first ones that I'll kind of like to mention is my girls Nzinga, Mercedes, and Savannah that make up the girls of Fingernails. And Fingernails is now on my mind a lot because of I just sent the comic book off to press and it's going to the second issue, and that's what I'm really excited about. So yeah, that's it. So the three of them, Imani is a gargoyle, which we call Autumns, or which I call Autumns. Her father is Thug Angel, and she had a experience in the Thug Angel Rebirth of a Gargoyle, where she learned that her father is a gargoyle, and she'd always been sort of clairvoyant, being able to see spirits and feel energies around her. But when she became an Autumn, which is what I call gargoyles, she really was able to see ghosts. And she met the ghost Savannah and her friend Mercedes, who's also in Thug Angel Rebirth of a Gargoyle. They formed Fingernails Paranormal Investigations. And Annie, having always felt the energy around her, when she started seeing ghosts, she didn't get scared, and she wanted to show the world how friendly ghosts are and that they're our ancestors and they're cool. And so Paranormal Investigations is like a reverse Ghostbusters. They're like ghost hunters, but the real life ones where, they know spirits aren't out to kill us, and they're not all Amityville horror. Even though there may be some bad ghosts, no. Most of the time they're frustrated, they can't get in touch with their loved ones, and their loved ones don't know how to communicate with them. Savannah is a ghost. In the process of writing her origin story, but she was a child that died from a child illness and very early on, and that's really all I know about her. She's a ghost. She likes Annie because Annie can see her, and she talks to the cat Kimmy, and they go back and forth. And she's a girly, so she's scared of ghosts, even though she's a ghost herself. And then Mercedes is the witch. She's Puerto Rican. She's studying to be a bruja, which is the Latino word for a witch or a naturalist, okay? A spiritualist, okay? What white people call a witch. So I just use all the different words, but she's studying to be a bruja, all right? And then that rounds off Fingernails. The next woman I would like to call out is Quihela. And Quihela is from Planet Kivalon. And Quihela has yet to be fully actualized. She is, in my fantasy series, she has the power of shooting energy-absorbing charged arrows, right? It's like, you think reverse lightning. You know how lightning hits you and you get an electric shock? Well, imagine if the lightning took your energy and knocked you out, right? So that's what she does. And she's from part of Planet Kibalon where they talk to trees and plants around them, and they all almost feel that they're caretakers. You know how like vegans are with animals? Her tribe is that way with plants. And she's on Planet Kibalon. She fights. She's strong alongside her partner Shabaka. And I think her name, I got it from scrolling through Egyptian history and found that name was a cool name and it was pronounceable, and there's a backstory to that person, but she has no relations because Planet Kibalon existed before Egypt, right? Because it's on another planet and it's older than Egypt. Anyway, that's her. In Planet Kibalon, I have a queen, which has no other name, and she's a powerful woman, and she's able to, I guess, move plants and control them. I believe they're from the same tribe. I haven't decided yet. Right now, she's just the queen. I have a villain, and maybe I'll mention some of my villains. In Planet Kibalon, I have Soul Ra. Soul Ra is the overseer of the Miri Miri in Planet Kibalon. And the Miri Miri is Miri Miri is a name, South or Central African name for embryonic fluid. So the Miri Miri is a big embryonic fluid, what do you call it? Swamp. And Soul Ra is the guardian of it. Soul Ra can control the plants in the Miri Miri, the vines. She can get into the juices of the vines, and when they hit people, they turn into zombies, or she's able to control them. So almost like resurrecting the dead. What else? She turns into different animals, and one of the ones she does in Planet Kibalon is she turns into a big dragon. And then, what do you call it? And that's it. But the Miri Miri is an embryonic fluid, so if life forms don't fully grow, or they grow sort of deformed, they can finish their growth. And many times in the Miri Miri, and many times they just live there forever because it's nourishing for them, all right? So it's like, not freaks, but born differently, and one of the villains in my Planet Kibalon series, Yahigas or Yakub, comes from the Miri Miri. So she raised him. And the Miri Miri is embryonic fluid, and it's like a life fluid. So it's a beautiful thing. It has a whole lot of powers and a whole lot of uses that are really untapped and unexplored because they are used for the sole purpose of helping life forms fully grow on Planet Kibalon. All right, so now let's move from comic books, because that's really all my female characters. Oh shoot, there's one that bridges both, and that's my Cyber Bay robot. She's her and Vixonia, and I forgot the other robot's name, but they are secret agents, and their story is really not developed yet. I have an idea of what it's going to be in my head, but right now it's not developed. But they are love robots, former love robots that can pass for human, and they're secret agents for Boss Lady. And Cyber Bay is the head one, and Cyber Bay is my liaison to my comic book world, and she allows me to talk to her as a writer. We break the fourth wall, and she we break the fourth wall, and she narrates my story. She's like my Elvira, my crypt keeper, okay? And it's cool. All right. So next, I'm gonna go to Boss Lady from my book, Welcome to Boss Lady's Planet. Boss Lady her name is Renee, and she she liberated her mother's brothel, and her mother was running the brothel, but what happened, and really the backstory hasn't been told, so I won't spoil it, but she inherited, or I've told it to myself, I just haven't written it out in a book, but she inherited a brothel, and as the love robots were decommissioned, she used them as her spies, and her robbing the Johns and stuff like that. And in Welcome to Boss Lady's Planet, throughout the story, she inherits the leadership of the planet. All right, that's enough I can say about that. But that's who she is. She got no powers. She's a crime boss, and that's it. That's a big thing. And Welcome to Boss Lady Planet is her story. I have in my It Happened on Negro Mountain story. The mother is no big. She's just a character, background character. But I have Little Destiny. And Little Destiny is 7 years old, and she was raised mostly by her grandmother, who was an African spiritualist type person. And her mother and father were both caught up in the drug game. Her mother was a drug addict, and gets out of rehab at the beginning of the It Happened on Negro Mountain story. Her father was a drug dealer. Her father's white, her mother's black. Destiny is biracial, and Destiny moves to Negro Mountain with her parents, and the parents are very abusive. Well, not the parents. They both get blamed, but she has abusive parents, right? And the mountain, Negro Mountain, comes to protect her. Not really to give the whole story away, but in the end of the story, Destiny learns to take the energy of the mountain to protect herself. She's not a bad person, but she's a very powerful person. She's not a hero or anything like that yet. All right, and I have plans for her in the future. Okay, so Rashida the Zombie Killer. I know I talk about her all the time. Probably the name I like the most. Rashida is a default hero. She, her boyfriend was a music producer, and she was, into aerobics and acrobats and working out, fitness and stuff. But she was never anybody's special, right? But her boyfriend died, okay? Not to give the story away. And one of the things he was working on was using this device called the Heteroshedi, which is called the Divine Meditator. And he was using the beats, the sounds of it, to make a beat to help people and calm down and relax, sort of to decrease the violence in the community. And Rashida, after his death, goes to avenge him and stop the misuse of the Heteroshedi. As it can calm people down, it can also enrage them. So that's what turns them into zombies. And Rashida is that girl, and she just rises to the occasion. She's not anybody in particular that has any powers. She just rises to the occasion. Okay. All right. That's it. I usually mention Ijoma, but Ijoma is in a short story, and I have so many women in short stories that I don't want to mention her and leave any of them out. But those are some of like the biggest women in my books and comics right now. There are women in the Harlem Shake. The Harlem Shake is a balanced story, but it's a balance. Kenny is the main person in there, but it's a balanced story, so I'm not going to get into it. I just wanted to do this video to honor the women in my sci-fi world. All right, that's it. Jeff Carroll out. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.